Alright, hello everybody, Atrip here, welcome. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and comment. We're gonna do crops today. Had a question and wasn't sure, so gonna try and see what happens. This is one field. I can't remember the numbers of them now, but field 33 is like over $300,000. It says. And these couple other fields were $60,000, so I'm just getting back to playing this from a long time ago, or a year ago when I used to play this. Now I'm playing it again because this game's rad. So I can't remember them yielding anything crazy. So we're on field 15 right now. Ironically, I loaded it up right here with this was one of the fields in question. So we're here. It's already plowed. So we're gonna try and cultivate and seed it to see what it says as far as yields. I kind of vaguely remember doing this field though, and I don't remember it being crazy. Like, I mean, it's good. It's a good field. I think it's like you get like maybe like 30 grand off of it. And this is gonna be a good test too, because this is the this is a cultivator that likes to go bananas when you disconnect it. I gotta try and just sit here and plow and get this done, because I just bought it on PC too, so I'm trying to see the difference of what it looks like. The controls are kind of nuts on PC and mine, but and the cameras, I already slowed it down quite a bit, but it's like, I guess this is fast too, but it's crazy fast. So let's try and get this thing done. Put some grains on it. Not sure what we're gonna do, but let's figure it out, because this is my save game I was using as I tried to do a bunch of different tests to see what would be more profitable in a month, in 30 days or whatever, whether it be doing only fields, which is what this save game was, and then I did all orchards in one, all like traveling to different countries in one. I don't know why it's even jumping like that when you're cultivating. I did like all clean energy in one, like just doing the solar panels and windmills and stuff. And then I think I did greenhouses only, and then maybe a mixture. I had all save slots filled up until I screwed up a couple of them, but now the one that my main videos have been on in the past recently have been on what I started over and made my pigs and potatoes save game to see how they do, like those two together only, but I already screwed that up and threw goats into the mix, so we'll see how that works. So this is my save game I was doing only fields, so I already own quite a few. We can check that out after I try and speed and get this done. And yeah, we got 4% irrigation. I was about to say that would be good, because it'll show what this field's like with basically nothing helping it. These two fields right here, this one and the one in front of us, they were good fields. I do remember working this one, I'm pretty sure, but field was 60 grand, I think it said, so, or it would have been. I would have already bought it, because I just kind of crazy. I loaded up the save game and bam, I'm standing on this field in front of the tractor. I'm like, okay, sweet, I already own one of them. As you can see, I'm piss broke though. $1,900, so not working out very well so far. Without looking at my, I always look in the dark. So without looking at my sheet that I had written down to know which games were what. There's a big old plow, or one of them. I'm sure I have multiples of them. Because I have, there's already a bunch of fields growing that some will be ready tomorrow. I try and break down the map into sections and do one section one day, another section another day. Which, it may already, can't remember because I haven't played this game or this save one in a while, but it'll get to the point when even that's too much. Especially if you're mixing potatoes in. So pretty soon you may have to switch that to like doing crops only one day and potatoes only one day. Otherwise it'll take you forever to do the potatoes. Yeah, I want to say this field gave you like 28, 30 grand. Hopefully we should be able to get this done quick enough to, all we gotta do is seed it after this. The question is, where is the seeder? Who's attached to that? Because I literally just started playing this. I just fired it up and it's like, okay, I'll check my, let's see if I can answer this question by checking my save game that I was doing fields only. Maybe I already own these fields. Sure enough, I own at least one of them, but not 33 or 28. Maybe a year ago I figured out the same thing, like, wait a minute. Why the hell are these fields so expensive? But I don't think so. I kinda remember already working this field. You get a boat ton of bales. Yeah, maybe that's what I should do. Maybe I should go back to, or whoever's asking the question, like way back when, like way back deep in my videos. It would be easier to just go on the pure farming playlist, but there's I know there was one video a long time ago where I was doing something with bales, but I think that was mostly bales off the field that's like straight back that way, kind of like by your greenhouses. I can't remember, I don't know the numbers of all the fields. We'll drive by it, but I think most of the bales came off that one, but that's why I vaguely remember kind of working this field before. Like, this isn't the first time I've done this, even though actually it has to be though, because in the I had so many save games going though, who knows, because it says nothing for the, yeah, last culture, it says nothing. So it's saying I never planted it, so I almost feel like maybe I'm remembering like mowing the grass around it and getting all the grass bales around it. So that's where we're finding out. I like to talk, sorry. I think out loud. So we'll see in a minute after it gets seated. I don't even have enough money to pay anybody. This is rough. Do I even? I'll have to check to see if I even have any crops in the silo or anything. Because I just fired up the game and was kind of flabbergasted that I was standing on this field. It's like, oh, I'm probably remembering the field on the other side of the shed. That's an expensive field, but it gets you a lot of money. We'll go zigzag over to that after we're done with this. And then we'll disconnect this thing and let it shoot like a rocket, most likely. I think it kind of depends on the tractor you have it attached to, too. Like, if you get a really heavy tractor, sometimes it doesn't go nuts. I'm like way overlapping. not a good run. Probably could zoom in a lot more too. Yeah, the detail and stuff, there's definitely, in a PC, there's definitely a lot more detail. When I first, it ran like absolute dog crap when I like first fired it up, and I'm not a PC guy, so I don't know how to do settings and stuff. It's just kind of, that kind of blew me away, because BeamNG Drive, the game that takes a lot more to run it, was running fine, which is, that's the game I wanted it to run well, so that was good. But then when I fired up this game on PC, it's like, what the hell? It's still like, it's still kind of a little nuts. All the machines are super twitchy. Camera and everything super fast. That's sweet. But there's definitely a lot more, like, seems like there's a lot more detail on everything. Ended up, like, I don't know, I turned off, like, aliasing, anti-aliasing, and VSync, and motion blur, and I think I capped it at 60 frames per second, and then turned the resolution down to something else. And now it's running quite a bit better. Like, it's playable now. No time now, so I guess it's time to get rocking and rolling on PC version of it. I started myself with $200,000 and that's about it. Dun, 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 dun. One more pass, we should be done. Or one more pass, we'll call it done. Yes, and then I tried hooking up my old, well, this is what I'm playing on. I shouldn't say old, I should say new PlayStation controller to my computer, and it worked, but it was kind of screwy, and then it, obviously you get the confusion of it between that it's not linked to this thing, the PlayStation, yada yada. Luckily I found one of my my old controllers, so I just linked that to my PC, so everything's, the few games that I have or I'm gonna play, a lot easier to control. Now we can finally check out, after however long it's been out, American Truck Driver Simulator, and have a controller for it. Alright, so first step, fold this up. Then actually, it's just, this feels good, I know that. That's only 35 grand though. I thought I remember that being a pretty good field. That's not what we're talking about today though. Well, we're doing crops, but more importantly, we're checking out field 15, seeing what it does. Now, let's disconnect this and see what happens. Don't move. Don't sneeze. Oop. Just a little bit of a bunny hop. So let's get out of here, and then, where is the seeder? Okay, I got a truck, I got a harvester. I have 2 dudes fars. One of them's sitting by field 9. He probably has a seeder. Because field 9 is, there's like 4 fields that it looks like I have to plant So he's got, I probably, field 15 was probably the last one I had to plow, and then I went to sleep or something. I'm trying to remember what the hell I did whenever I played this game. So field 9, there's that guy. Got a couple of these little McCormicks. They're both in sheds doing nothing. I got the couple of the bigger McCormicks ones there. They're both in sheds doing nothing. Oh wait, yeah, it tells you what tools are connected at the bottom, you idiot. So X for the Rylec, I think that's a potato planter. And that makes sense, because that... Okay... Yeah, the Rylec 3 is a small planter, Rylec 6 is a bigger one, so those are both potato ones. Well, it says this one's got a... Rylec, whatever, we'll switch to him, see what the hell he has. He's got... Okay, so that's a cultivator. He's not hooked to anything. Yeah, those are in sheds. So they're all hooked to, they're all hooked to cultivators. Okay. So... I bet you it's sitting in a... Problem is I don't know the names of these things. The Great Plains. It says... Is that field shed number 4? Is that what that means? Where's shed 4? I think that might be what it means. It's probably over here. Alright, so one of the McCormicks it is probably. I probably switched the wrong one. Okay, so we got a plow. Oh, no, we got a planter, so that's all we need. And that's full. Full of what, though? Okay, I guess we're planting rye. Now, where am I? Good, I think I'm kind of close. Yep, not too far away. But that's alright, whatever it was. You can't switch crops in this game. I'm sure I had a plan to plant certain crops in certain places, but that's fine. Let's see what happens when we plant rye with the McCormick. That's why I have no money, because I have so much crap waiting for stuff to come in. What do I got here? Oh, that's a fuel trailer. I think that's a fuel trailer. You can get a fuel trailer like built for you. You can't buy it in the store. You have to go visit a man down by the river. And well, I already have one, so he's probably available from the get-go when you do free farming. But when you do the career mode, you gotta play for a while, and then that's when he pops up and they show you what's going on. So actually, we're just... Oh no, damn it, I keep forgetting I don't have any money. So I'd say we're just gonna pay a worker to do this, and then we'll go finish off one of our own fields. I guess it is only 6 in the morning, so, and it looked like everyone had their own, was already hooked up to cultivators. So let's start to plant rye. And then see what it says for the crop yield. As usual, I didn't pay attention when I started, darn it. In this game, I think you do. It's not like Farming Simulator where if you have the tool working, like it won't use it up. Like when you drive off the field, I'm pretty sure this one does. I don't want to test it, but I think if you just leave the tool on and don't turn it off, with the seeders, you just dump seed everywhere. You can't see it, but I think your seed counter still goes down. I can't remember. Yeah, I guess we can test it. So what are we at then in the field? 12:28. So if I keep it on, yep, it continues to go down, even though you're not planting anything. So make sure you turn off your planters when you get to the end of the field. Potatoes, I think, are different, but with the seeders, it says, alright, cool, it's on, sweet. We're gonna spit seeds everywhere then. This looks pretty sweet too. I was thinking I was gonna, I already knew this looked awesome, but I was thinking I was gonna come back to this after playing the PC version and be kinda like, wow. It really is so much better. But it's not. It mainly comes down to, oops. Did I just detach it? No, I detached the front one. It just says I tell you to turn it off. I got it sitting there just working. Try and make sure we get it all. I think I still could afford to pay somebody, but I wonder if that's scaled up too. It shouldn't be, because I think it goes by the size of the field. It's how much you pay workers. Let's get this thing forward. Like totally not straight, but that's my style. Yeah, but it's mainly down to getting back to remember when I was talking about the PC's version. It's mainly detail. Everything's a lot more detailed. Tractors look better. I guess that's one thing that's like, oh my god. Talk about doing my comparison videos that I filmed that between this and FS22, but I was doing that on PS4. Like, tractors look even better on PC. Oh, I only have one of them, or two. I got the start of the game with the HS80 and the little tiny McCormick. I'm gonna go one down that way too. Just so it's easier to know when to turn off the tool. These McCormicks, these ones are pretty sweet. This tractor. I can't remember that. I think they get damaged quicker though or something, I can't remember. That's what I should have done or should do is like a durability test. something like that to see which tractor gets more screwed up. But you can't really exactly compare them anyway, because they're going to cost different regardless. Might be able to compare this to like the larger Landini or something though, because it's basically the same exact tractor. It's like the Landini can hold more gas, and that's about it. Warp speed, go! Actually, I should have just turned around because I like going that way anyway. I like right turns. Oops. Apparently it didn't respond to me saying I wanted to stop working. .6:15 in the morning, so we got time. Or I got time to do the rest of my fields. Whenever that may be. We'll just do this one in the recording, and then I'll probably jump on a house flipper. Start working on the next house that I'm working on, which is going to be intensive. We're just going to leave that spot. Probably I'm not going to go back for that, because we're going to be on the other end of the field. So then we'll check the tablet, see what it says for how much it shows estimated yield is going to be. Let's see what other fields I got going on. There's multiple ones popping up tomorrow. This is a terrible line. Super jagged. Gonna have to majorly overlap to fix it though. Yep, and that's how I missed those little tiny spots. We got a long way to go. Not cool. I guess I should show you in real time how long it takes. No fast forward play for me here. Jump scene, jump cut, whatever it's called. I don't know. I'm old. I don't know how to use computers. Turn the cruise control on. Go a little straighter, maybe. Probably not, though. Yeah, I tried to. I'm already going at an angle anyway. It's because I hold the camera at an angle, so. Uh-oh. Now it's getting all crazy. Trying to pet my dog and make it look better on the video and going all off course. I guess just to see though too. No funds to hire workers, so it costs more than $1,900 to hire a worker on this field. I can't tell you how much because I don't have enough money. So that'll give you a small idea. Maybe it is relative to the cost of the field, or the value of the field, because that's a lot. It costs more than $2,000 to plant. There are some of these fields do cost a lot. It will cost you 10, 12 grand to pay a worker to do something. I think the biggest field was like that. The one across the bridge, the like 60-acre field or whatever it is. It's like, alright, you want somebody to plow this? That'll be 12 grand. Like, okay. I guess so, because I don't want to sit here for you do that field, then I'll go do 6 other ones. Or vice versa. Takes a while. A long while. I know how convenient the drone's right there too. I didn't know if it was going to respond. I already own quite a few fields, so that's probably what it did. What day are we on? Does it tell us? Yeah, it says day 30, so this would have been the end of my 30-day test, so at the end of 30 days, whatever I own is whatever I own. Now let's look back at my sheet, but I think it was I tried to do it kind of like Farming Simulator. I think I started all of my games with $100,000. And like, same thing, you start off with a few tractors and the harvester and a couple of fields, but can't remember how I did it back then, because there are some ones where I'm not doing fields, so harvester and all that stuff wouldn't matter. So I'm not sure how I figured out the money to do that. Like, okay, let's sell this harvester because I don't need it, so here's $200,000. I win. Are we halfway there? Yeah, 55%. Shit. This is gonna take longer than expected. I didn't expect it to take so long. But this is a tiny little planter too. 3-meter plants or whatever it is. I think it was just the bigger cultivators that were wacky. The one that we just used is kind of wacky when you disconnect it, and then the other one is kind of just shaped like a plow. It's kind of stupid. So it's hard to work with. I don't remember having a problem with any of the other bigger, like potato seeders or cedar seeders. that's right, because I'm definitely using one of the huge Great Plain ones on Gigantor Field in one of my other games, so I'll also have to go through all my save games, see if I happen to own Field 33 on any of them. I don't think so. There's like one or two other of my save games, save slots that it's possible, but because I know at least on one of them I own that Gigantor Field. Or that'll be the other way to do it. See which save slot I have that I have bucket tons of money, and then just go buy the field. Most of them are like this though, where I have like no money, because it goes out as quickly as it comes in up to a certain point. Up until you get to day 30, then you just start making money hand over fist after you have all the equipment that you need and the fields or whatever. Most of them ended up like right around 50% profitability, like negative. There was a couple of them that were positive. It's hard to stay profitable. I wonder if it shows on this. Yeah. I think this game might have just barely tipped over the scale, because they bounce back and forth too, obviously, but I want to say this one was at like 51% positive after 30 days, day 30. We'll try and look at that after the subject, I guess, of this video is just playing and doing crops, and it was to try and see if we can answer a question. So, come home, get this planted and see how much it says we're gonna get off of it with rye. Uh-oh, speaking of which, I'm almost out. I'm gonna have to fill it. So that's another way to look at it too. I used an entire, I guess we can catch a couple of things done too, because I used an entire planter full of seeds to plant this. Where are we at? 73%. We're gonna be driving straight to it, so we'll fill it up now. Once we finish this, whatchamacallit. So you probably could have gotten one or two more passes, but not quite finished the field. Well, maybe you could have, because I was driving crappy, but you probably have just enough to finish the field, or like just barely. So what do we got? Rye? I never remember which one's rich. I think it's the dark green one. Because that's grass, wheat, yeah, grass, wheat, barley, rye, I think. No, we don't want barley. Is that what we were planting? I thought we was rye that we were planting. What does it say on the, it says rye on the Great Plains, whatever we call it. Grass. What's happening? I don't want to screw up the field. There we go, rye. That would have been bad. It's like, yeah, we're looking for barley just on this tiny little section here, just for the heck of it. I've never tested that either. Like if you, kind of like in Farming Simulator, if you run over the wrong crop, it stops harvesting. kind of thing. I've never tested to see if it does that in this game. Like planted 2 crops on 1 field. I think I have. I guess that's probably what I do. I should start doing instead of being focused on playing. Start going back and testing things. Plant different crops on the same field, see what they yield, different and everything. A lot of work, a lot of time. If I had 1,000 people watching me, it might be different, but I already tested the irrigating, the spraying the fields, and the fertilizing, so I wasn't thinking about doing orchards, but because I have a save game just on orchards as well, so there's something going on, something's growing. Alright, let's go. 20. I think we've already been going for at least half an hour. But then again, that's not too bad though, to be able to cultivate the field and plant it in 30-40 minutes. That's not terrible. And there was some miscellaneous time in me screwing around, so if you were buckled down, just going straight to work, you could cultivate and seed it in that 40 minutes. So we almost done. We in the 90s. Then we can see what field number 15 does. It's adjusted grain field, class 1, $60,000. As long as it's a class 1, 2, and 3, they're okay. Once you get less than a class 3, they start becoming kind of useless, depending on the size of the field. Like a class, you need a pretty good sized field if it's class 3 to be worth a lot. So then class 4, like you would need a kind of a giant field. Or just turn it into grass. Turn it into grass and make silage or something. You'll probably make more money that way than you would if you were planting crops. I think you get $100 a bale for normal bales and $200 for silage bales. And then I can't remember about that fluctuates, so you'd have to look in the tablet for how much they're giving you for silage. I'm happy to answer all those questions real quick in a second. Once we're done with this, check how much it's worth, check what other fields like got, see how much silage is worth. Not very much, but same thing with like manure and stuff. You get money, but not a ton. 99. Are you out of your mind? It's still gonna say 99 because that one little piece that we missed, that's over there somewhere. Yeah, I see it. Right there. It's not gonna be 100 anyway. Close enough. see, 99. Eh. See if we get it to 100 if we do these couple little pieces. If not, then we're not going to go back and find it. Turn off, stupid. Alright, 100%. Oh yeah, I can't turn them off. So 100% plowed, cultivated, and seeded. Survey says field 15, estimated profit $11,000. Max revenue 19,000, 20 grand. So oh wow. It says efficiency class plus suggested crop is 100%. But nothing else is done at the field yet, so I wonder if that... I never paid attention to that either. I wonder if that goes down as you work the fields, regardless of whether you're, because I know one of my other games I was, whatever, one of the videos I just was playing with the potatoes, they were around like 90, and I thought it was because they weren't 100% of everything. But this appears, this is the first time I've worked the field and it's at 100, so does it go down as you work the field? Does it change classes? I don't think it did that. And I'm already 30 days in, so, I mean, if it does, it's going to take way longer than most of you will play. We'll put it that way. It's going to take a long ass time. So, yeah. So I guess it basically not watered, sprayed, or fertilized. Estimated profit is 11 grand. If it's fully with everything, it's probably going to be 20. So I mean, still, you turn this field over 100% 3 times and you paid for the field, but or even if you, I mean, it'll take you 6 turns, so what is that, like 18 days? In 18 days you could get your all your money back doing nothing but planting it. Something like that, if you want to think about it that way. It's either going to take you whatever 5 to 6 harvests, or 3, depending on how you want to plant your field. So that's that, and then we'll go to the map, see what I own on this, in case you guys are interested in seeing me doing fields instead of potatoes. Looks like I own field number 1. That's an easy field to work. Field 2, that's gonna be your... Oh yeah, like I probably have the same on both these, so I can go straight across. But anyway, those are both grain fields. Field 39 was a potato field. 3 was a grain field. 4 was a potato field. 6 was a grain. 7 was a grain. 5 was a grain. These are all should be all grain fields over here. Can't remember. Might be potatoes. Yeah, I can't remember what that one is. So we got that 9:15. Basically, I think the way I broke it down was all these fields kind of below this road, more or less, in this road. These fields are all going to be like 1 day, and then the second day was going to be the fields like in the middle and all the way across if I owned them. Third day was going to be after the rock formation, all these fields up this way if I owned them also. So we also own field 21, 22, and 11. We'll look at the functionalities because I think those might all be grain fields. I owned a couple potato fields. Well, there you go, field 12. Field 12 is the other potato field. So those are all the ones I own. And then if we go up in functionalities, notifications, it's showing that field 1, 2, 3, 4, 12, 39 are all on 2 days. 1 day is field 11, 21, 22. 3 days is going to be 5, 6, 7, 9, 15. I don't know why 15's not. Oh yeah, because yeah, 15. So 5, 6, 7, 9, 15 are going to be 3 days. So that's going to be these in this quadrant section, whatever you want to call it. The other ones were all these: 12, 1, 2, 39, 3, 4. And the other ones were these ones. Something to that nature. What else did we want to check? Or was that it? We're probably a long enough video by this point anyway, so we can go through all the tractors just for the fun. So we got the other McCormick here, sitting next to the little McCormick, hooked up to the fertilizer. We got our plow, we got our cultivator, fertilizer, seeder, big potato seeder. Then we got this guy. Looks like it was a. Yep, he's getting ready to cultivate field 7. This guy's getting ready to cultivate field 5. Yeah, so these are all these fields over. So that's gonna be 5. Then we got. Actually, it'd be easier to just go in the statistics, wouldn't it? If we go all the way to the top. This is boring. I'll stop in a second. So, field 1 is barley. Estimated profit $6,800. Without going to the field, I don't. Well, it's showing 52%, so it's probably not. Doesn't have everything on it. Field 2, $3,700. 3-acre class 1. Barley. Same thing. I bet you these are all just. All my fields are probably just planted. Nothing else on them. $2,400 on field 3, 2 acres, so that's a tiny little guy. Wheat. Field 4, 18 grand almost, with potatoes. Yeah, I can tell you that's nothing, because we just saw in one of my other potato videos that I was making like 30 grand, so all his fields are just just planted and nothing else. Field 5, there's nothing on it yet. 6 is nothing on it yet. 7, nothing. 9, there's gonna be nothing. 11, we have rye on it. $4,700. See, that's like nothing. That shows you right there. Class 3, 7 acres, so good sized field. $4,700. So basically just do class 1 or class 2 fields. And then if you're really bored, start doing other ones. Or if you have tons of money or whatever. And that's even showing 11 grand for 100% profit, or 100% of everything basically. Field 12, 18 grand again, that should be potatoes. Field 15, 11 grand. That's the one we just did. Field 21 is 10 grand, barley, 8 acres. So there you go. That shows you. That last field was 7 acres, class 3, and it was like $4,700. This one's 1 acre bigger, 1 class higher, and it's 10 grand. So there's I guess, contrary to what I said earlier in this video, just a little bit earlier, even forget about class 3s. Field 22, 20 grand, potatoes, class 3. Field 39's potatoes, 30 grand. That's it. And then I don't know anything else, so that's about it. We got the old cultivator out yonder. We'll take a look at that when we say, as we say goodbye. thank you for watching. Or should we look at this guy? Please like, subscribe, and comment. Goodbye.